Well, hi everybody. This is the resource that we have prepared for small groups or for you personally if you're following up on our UCount message weekend, where we've been celebrating the work of UCount, the fight against human trafficking. And our theme is I Am Here. We looked at Genesis chapter 16. It's kind of a weird story of Abraham, that great father of the faith, and Sarah, and their slave, Hagar. And it's bewildering, really, because how can anybody so great, like Abraham, and for that matter, Sarah, how can they get things so badly wrong? Sounds a little bit like me and you, I suppose. But the story is about how Sarah could not have children, and she came up with a strategy to use, and I use the word use thoughtfully, to use her slave girl, Hagar, as a surrogate, really. Abraham slept with her. She became pregnant. Tension arises between the two women. And then Abraham basically says to Sarah, do with her whatever you want. She's just a commodity. She's past her sell-by date, if I can put it like that. Just do whatever you like. And Hagar is in the wilderness, bewildered, and the angel of the Lord appears to her. And the one part of this Bible reading, again, you can read it, Genesis 16, 1 through 9, there's a beautiful conclusion to the conversation between the angel and Hagar. She gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God who sees me. I have seen, she said, I have seen the one who sees me. We all want to be noticed. Whether we're tiny children demonstrating how clever we are in riding a bike or doing a high jump, we all want to be seen. As a primal human need. It's a need that can be distorted. The Pharisees wanted to be seen for their super spirituality and religiosity. Being seen is something that we all want. And those who are trafficked feel like they are not seen. So we looked at four issues from this story. So first of all, we saw from this story that Hagar is a living example of this issue, because she's in the wilderness, she's in the desert, and the angel says to her, where have you come from? Where are you going? And she doesn't know where she's going. She's displaced. And she simply says, I'm running away from my mistress Sarah. We realize, therefore, that often people who are trafficked, they are stunned into bewilderment in their displacement. They don't know where they are. They don't know how to get out of the problem. They're saying, where am I? Secondly, we saw that we are talking about people here and not just statistics. Statistics can be helpful in showing us the extent of the problem. But let's never forget that people who are trafficked are people. And when the angel of the Lord spoke to Hagar, there was a recognition of her identity and where she'd been, her personal history and story. Let's never forget, we're not just fighting an issue. We're wanting to see people set free. And we saw that those who were trafficked would say to us, hey, I'm here. Have you not noticed the predicament that I'm in? Thirdly, we saw that our response to this challenge of trafficking is rooted in God's heart. It's not just us doing something nice. It's not even just social justice. It's kingdom justice. God is passionate about seeing people liberated from oppression. It is the heart of God that drives our UCount campaign and our initiatives. And then finally, we saw what our response can be. And that response is where we say to the Lord, actually, I am here. Here I am. People who've changed the world have always taken steps to make themselves available. So as you think about it in your small group, let me ask you to consider this. First of all, would you think about what it means to take some action as a result of our weekend? We hope that will be giving. We certainly hope that will be praying. It might be that there's an action that you can take as an individual or as a group to to write to political leaders and once again remind them of the scourge of human trafficking, which is not simply just global, but it's right here in America and in northern Colorado. What steps could we take? Because we have to start where we are. And then secondly, why not pray intensely that God will give you such a deep sense of his heart that will be your motivation and drive for that action. It might feel like a little bit of a dangerous thing to ask God to give a sense of his compassionate heart to us. And here's a question. If he did that, how might that interfere with the way that we do our daily lives, our priorities? God, give me your heart, and what might it mean if I made that response? I would like to ask you really primarily in your small group to ensure, for you in your group, for you as an individual, to ensure that as we raise the issue of human trafficking, this is not simply once a year, and it's normally that, although through COVID that changed in this last 14 months, that this is not just an issue that we visit on an annual basis in more normal times. How can we keep this issue on the agenda? Once again, to reinforce this truth, ultimately realizing that this is not just about an issue, that this is about people. God bless you as you think, pray, reflect, and respond.